Hello and welcome to the Pro Wrestling Personified Podcast. I'm your host, Louis Carlin, and we're part of the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network, and this is the Ring of Honor NXT edition of the Pro Wrestling Personified Podcast. Good to be here this week again. It's just me this week, flying solo, which is fine. I don't mind. Been doing it for the last 2 weeks, so might as well do it this week as well. So we're going to be going over Ring of Honor and NXT this week. We're going to try to get this done as quick as possible. Little pressed for time this week, so I'm going to run down the weekly shows. NXT this week actually was absolutely incredible. We had our TakeOver event in Philadelphia. My goodness, what a freaking show that was, from start to finish. One match I kind of didn't care for, and I'll go into it, but the rest of the show was just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And there were a couple of surprises there as well. A couple of expected wrestlers showed up in the crowd, one unexpected, but we're going to get into that as well, so later on. But we're going to start, we're going to just hop right into it this week, and we're going to start with our Ring of Honor this week. The show this week, get my notes. So the show opened this week with Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky. Last week they hired Shane Taylor as a hired gun to make sure that they take out Bullet Club last week, and then we saw a clip of Shane Taylor attacking Marty Scurll in the back and taking him out. So that's how the show opened. Then we had the first match, which was Punishment Martinez taking on, I would assume, a local wrestler. His name is Dobbs. Now this was coming from Philadelphia as well, taped in Philadelphia. So that's interesting. It was our Ring of Honor Philadelphia, and NXT TakeOver was in Philadelphia as well. But anyway, so he's taking on Dobbs. I've never seen him before, but he was over. He was a little over. Like I said, he must have been a local wrestler because he was way over. Punishment Martinez started off strong, and then Dobbs threw a punch, and he hit Punishment Martinez. And I'll tell you, the look Punishment Martinez made after the Dobbs hit him was absolutely priceless. Like he had this look like, I can't believe you just hit me, you just made the mistake of your life, right? And it just wound up being a squash match. I think Dobbs actually got in a drop kick as well, and the crowd popped for that. But after that, it just became a squash match, as expected. Punishment Martinez wins the match. And what is this? Okay. So then I just wrote some little notes here. I was like, am I supposed to say this now? But no, it's notes coming up. So then Dalton Castle's music hits. He comes out with the boys because they have the match coming up. The match already happened, but it's coming up on the TV tapings. Dalton Castle and Punishment Martinez. So Dalton Castle comes out with the boys, gets in the ring, confronts Punishment Martinez, and they eyeball each other. Punishment Martinez throws a punch. It's blocked by Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle suplexes Martinez. And Martinez leaves the ring. He teases that he's going to get back into the ring, but no, he doesn't. He doesn't, and he walks away. And Dalton Castle kind of wins that round with Punishment Martinez. I would have liked to have seen Punishment Martinez destroy Dalton Castle again. I know he's attacked him once before, just to make the match more appealing. But here Dalton Castle came in and gave him a suplex, and Punishment Martinez kind of backed away. So it would have been a little better, I thought, if Punishment Martinez actually won that face off and took out Dalton Castle. But yeah, so that's how that segment went. Then after that, we get a coast-to-coast promo as they're getting ready to take on War Machine, and the stipulation is, it's not a stipulation, but they say that if they lose, if they can't beat War Machine, they will split up as a team, which means, right away, because War Machine is no longer with Ring of Honor, and Coast to Coast is not going to split up, so you knew right away they're kind of giving away a spoiler there that Coast to Coast is not going to lose. And then we go into the second match, which was Coast to Coast against War Machine. We had a Caprice Coleman on commentary, which I thought was interesting. I thought Caprice Coleman might interfere on behalf of Coast to Coast, and maybe we'll see a Coast to Coast heel turn, but that wasn't the case. We got a tremendous match. We got a tremendous match between both teams. It was a great story being told here. Coast to Coast not wanting to split up, War Machine trying to win the match, Coast to Coast again not wanting to lose, and they kept kicking out over and over again. No matter what War Machine did, Coast to Coast kept kicking out because they showed that they didn't want to split up as a tag team. They were going to pull out all stops to remain a team, and they kept kicking out. Devastating move after devastating move after devastating move by War Machine, but Coast to Coast, they weren't either if it was Shahima Ali or LSG. They kept kicking out at 2, and finally Coast to Coast wins. Shahima Ali rolls up Raymond Rowe, kind of steals a victory there, but whatever it was, it's Coast to Coast wins the match, and they are not splitting up. They're remaining a team. And I thought maybe we might see Caprice Coleman come down and congratulate them and possibly see them maybe as a manager. That still could happen down the road. I thought it might happen here, but it didn't happen. And the fans were they were into this match. They're chanting Coast to Coast. So Coast to Coast was over in this match. So War Machine on the way out. Coast to Coast gets the big win over War Machine. Then they do shake hands, and War Machine does raise the hands of Coast to Coast after the match. So Coast to Coast already in NXT in the WWE, and I'm sorry, War Machine. Did I say Coast to Coast? Well, anyway, War Machine is in WWE NXT, and Coast to Coast getting the first big win, and lots of great things for Coast to Coast in the coming future. Great tag team. They work so well together, so talented, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what 2018 has in store for this potentially phenomenal tag team. Then after that, we have the Beer City Bruiser and Brian Malonis cutting a promo. Their new tag team. They're going after tag team gold, and this is an interesting tag team. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the ring. It's two super heavyweights as a tag team, and they're going after tag team gold. So I'm looking forward to see what they can do in the ring. So it's a good little promo, and I'm very excited at the prospect of this team coming up in the near future, hopefully really soon. Bully Ray comes out to the ring. He's holding a pair of wrestling boots. He says final battle was his final battle. Said he had a great career, and we got the ECW chants. They're in Philadelphia. He says he was born in New York, but Philadelphia is where he was born as a pro wrestler. And in 1995, he was born in this building in Philadelphia, the ECW Arena, or I think it's called the 2300 Arena now. So he leaves his boots in the ring. Jay Lethal comes out, and the entire locker room comes out, and they surround the ring. Jay Lethal gets into the ring, and I'm kind of thinking, is Jay Lethal is Jay Lethal about to turn here, or is about to attack Bubba Ray, or Bully Ray, I should say? I was kind of thinking that we might see that, but no, that didn't happen. Jay Lethal just comes out and he praises Bully Ray, says Bully Ray is a legend, and he thanks him for everything he's done in Ring of Honor, helping out with everybody, and he gives him this really big hug, and that ends the segment, and it looks like Bully Ray is officially done with professional wrestling. I gotta say, back in ECW, when ECW was not the WWE ECW, but the original ECW, they used to do shows in Queens, New York, and I used to go to them. And I remember going to one of the shows and looking in. I was waiting outside. I looked in, and I remember I had seen he was Bubba Ray then. I had seen Bubba Ray on TV. I just started, ECW television was coming on about midnight in New York, and I just started watching the shows, and I was a fan instantly. And I remember seeing Bully Ray doing his dance in the ring, and I remember going to that first show, and I remember looking in into the through the front door, and I remember Bubba Ray was sitting on the table, and he was talking to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was there with Bubba Ray, and they were talking about whatever. And I remember thinking that's when I was thinking about when was the first time I ever saw Bullery or Bubby Bubba Ray Dudley, and that was the first time I remember saying, "Wow!" I was never thinking, "Wow, that's Bubba Ray Dudley." He's just sitting on the table talking to Paulie Dangerously. And so then the show went into the show, and I remember that was actually the debut of Devon Dudley as well. So I actually witnessed the debut of Devon Dudley coming out and helping Bubba Ray. I don't remember the whole story behind it, but it was the debut of Devon Dudley. So that was the first time I saw them, and I was a fan ever since. And that was like 23 years ago. It was about 1990, let's say 95, 96. 22 years ago. So time flies, man. Time flies when in this crazy thing we have called life. So yes, that's the first time I ever saw Bubba Ray Dudley, and to hear him retire now, I just gotta say thank you, Bully Ray. You've been a terrific asset to the world of professional wrestling, and it's sad to see you go, man. Sad to see you go. But anyway, you got a good send off there from Jay Lethal, well deserved. So anyway, so let's move on. Why am I getting a little choked up right now thinking about it? It's Bully Ray, but still, I spent you could say he's in my life for the last 25 years, and I watched him and I've been entertained by him, and when he was in the WWE, and it's sad to see him go. But anyway, then we got a little Women of Honor video package from there, and beginning in 2 weeks on TV, we're going to start seeing some of the matches that took place at the latest TV tapings for the Women of Honor Women of Honor World Championship. So looking forward to that. In 2 weeks, we start getting those. And then from there, we had the main event, which was Matt Taven, the King. It was Matt Taven and the Kingdom joined commentary. But the main event was Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky, otherwise known as SoCal Uncensored. They were kind of an odd team, but anyway, we don't need to go into that. I'm not sure why they came together. It's a little bit of an odd team, like I said, but they took on the Bullet Club, Cody, Marty Scurll, and Adam Page. It's interesting because we haven't really gotten the Scorpio Sky Flip Gordon match. I know Scorpio Sky turned on Flip Gordon recently, but we never got Flip Gordon looking for his revenge. But anyway, it's Scorpio Sky has joined Daniels and Kazarian in the war against the Bullet Club. So Daniels, it was funny. Daniels actually calls Cody Spike. It's a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reference. It was a great match here. Good main event. I like they had the Bullet Club train again. Where you get the Bullet Club train where they keep doing the clothesline to Christopher Daniels, but Scurll, for some reason, he always gets kicked. And it was Page would do the clothesline, Cody would do the clothesline, and Scurll would come in and he gets kicked by Daniels. Cody does a clothesline, Page does another clothesline, but the Scurll comes in and he gets kicked. It's I guess it's just a little comedy bit there. I don't know. Scurll is whenever they do that Bullet Club train, he's always getting kicked. He can never get that clothesline in, which is a little humorous. We saw Adam Page. Adam Page is just tremendous. His dropkick moonsault combo is just freaking awesome. Does a moonsault to the outside as well. He took a nasty bump. His leg hit the barricade, and he screamed out in pain. So I thought he had really gotten hurt there, but he seemed to be okay. It was, like I said, excellent match. Great main event. SoCal Uncensored winds up winning the match. Sky hits knee on Page to the face and gets the victory on Adam Page, and SoCal Uncensored wins the main event here on Ring of Honor Wrestling, and that's the show for Ring of Honor this week. And from there, we could go right into NXT. So we'll start with the show, and I said we're gonna run right through this today. We're not gonna diddle daddle or anything like that. We're gonna zip right through this today. And we'll be back next week. And next week, actually on the show, I'm going to start reviewing New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've been watching the New Beginning shows. So I'm gonna watch them, and we're gonna start reviewing those next week. So New Japan Pro Wrestling reviews coming to the Pro Wrestling Personified podcast. Something to really look forward to there. I can't wait. I'm a big fan of New Japan. Started watching it, and I was like, you know what? I have the podcast. Might as well start reviewing the shows. So next week, New Japan Pro Wrestling will be added to the Pro Wrestling Personified podcast, and I can't wait for that. And I'm sure you guys can't wait either. So anyway, let's get into NXT. We had the regular show, and then we had the just phenomenal takeover event. So the show on the TV show, which is on the WWE Network, opened up this week. We had No Way Jose taking on Cesar Bononi, and I'm a little surprised. When we saw Cesar Bononi months and months ago, where he stole the win over Andrade Cien Almas. I thought we were going to see a lot more of this wrestler, because he's got this good look. He's really, really good in the ring. He has a good skill set, and I thought we were going to see a lot more. I thought he was going to get a little push there, but we're seeing him sporadically, and he's really just putting over talent. He's just enhancement talent, I should say, right now. And so No Way Jose, who is back, and not really, all jumping up and down because No Way Jose is back, but yeah. So took on Cesar Bononi this week, and it was a good match. As I said, Bononi is very impressive. I would love to see him get a little push. No Way Jose does wind up winning the match, and I'll just leave it at that. I could personally do without No Way Jose. Not really a big fan of No Way Jose. He comes to the ring, does a little conga line dancing, gets the crowd going, blah blah blah. But other than that, I'm not really a big fan. And I guess says he's back. It looks like he might be getting another little push now. So we'll see what happens there. But if he left NXT and moved up to the main roster, I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't miss him at all. But anyway, so then from there we got Aleister Black, Adam Cole video package. They have that Extreme Rules match coming up on TakeOver, which was just tremendous, and we'll get into that shortly. Match 2, we had Bianca Belair, who I'm a fan of. I think very, very talented wrestler, taking on someone I've never seen before, LaToya. Just LaToya. Don't know who that was. Never seen it before. Match was nothing special. Basically a squash match for Belair, I should say a showcase match for Belair. So I'm sorry there, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to sneeze there for a second. I thought I was going to sneeze there for a second, but I was able to stifle it, so I didn't sneeze. But Percy Watson was really praising the crap out of Belair. I don't know, maybe he's got a little infatuation with her or something, but no, I'm just kidding. It's actually well deserved. Belair is very talented, and I've seen her in the past in a number of matches, and she's really, really good. And but this was basically a squash match. It's to showcase Belair, and I'm looking forward to seeing Belair in 2018. She could be a major player in the NXT women's division. After that, Percy Watson has a sit-down interview with Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler. Baszler looks more confident than Moon. Moon looks a little more worried than a champion should be in the sit-down interview. But it was a good one. It was a good little build for the upcoming match. Then we had another TM61, Who Are They Part 2. We found out about the injury and the injury recovery. And next week we'll find out that TM61 returned in action on NXT. So I'm looking forward to seeing TM61 return to NXT action. Then from there we had match 3, which was the Authors of Pain taking on Chris Brown and Damian Smith. and if you said, "Man, that sounds like a squash match," you're right. It was a squash match. The match never really got started. Authors of Pain just run out and destroy Brown and Smith, and absolutely destroy them. Then Authors of Pain cut a promo on Fish and O'Reilly, and we're headed to NXT TakeOver, where Authors of Pain against Fish and O'Reilly for the NXT Tag Team titles. But again, just a devastating squash here, match that never really got started. And then the main event, to determine the number one with the number one contendership on the line, which Johnny Gargano has decided to put on the line, takes on the Velveteen Dream. There was a lot of long dueling chants for Gargano and Dream. Start out with the feeling out process. Then the match really got going. Dream hits a tremendous Death Valley driver off the top rope. Then you see that Dream injures his arm. Has an injured arm, and after a outstanding match with just tremendous back and forth action, Gargano locks on the Gargano escape, and the Velveteen Dream taps out. And as expected, Johnny Gargano gets another big win here, and he moves on. He keeps his number one contendership against Andrade, Cien, Almas, and moves on to NXT TakeOver as the challenger for Andrade, Cien, Almas. And after that match, Almas actually does come out and attacks Gargano, and it looks like Almas gets the better of Gargano, but Gargano comes back with a kick and a springboard DDT, and then he grabs a belt and he holds it up, and the show ends. And next stop, NXT TakeOver in Philadelphia, which was an absolutely tremendous show from start to finish, with the exception of one match, which I wasn't really all that big of a fan of, but we'll start from the beginning. We'll get right into it. There's no delaying here, no pausing, just boom, right into segue into NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. So Paul Heyman introduces the show, Philadelphia Extreme Championship Wrestling, of course. So it would make sense that Paul Heyman introduces the show, and then we get a video package for the matches, which were done really well. Mauro Ranallo and Percy Watson are calling the shots. Nigel McGuinness, who was normally on the broadcast team, was sick, wasn't able to be with them, so it's a two-man team, Ranallo and Percy Watson. Looked like Percy Watson was really happy because now he had an opportunity here to really show what he can do. So two-man team, and then we went right to match one, which was the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor taking on the NXT Tag Team Champions, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Well, Authors of Pain come to the ring, and they're wearing, they wear these silly masks. I've never seen them wear it before, unless they have and I just missed it. But they came on, they were wearing these silly, strange masks, and they took the masks off, and then O'Reilly and Fish are introduced, and O'Reilly comes out walking down to the ring with his belt, and he's playing guitar to the music, which is strange, and I'm like, what is going on? You have Authors of Pain with these silly masks. Now you have Kyle O'Reilly playing air guitar on his belt to their intro music. So it's really that kind of goofy introduction, kind of goofy intros for these guys. But anyway, well, I shouldn't say Authors of Pain masks were goofy. They were silly. But I was thinking, after I see him playing the guitar, I'm like, what's happening here? What's going on? But anyway, I thought it was a little strange. I thought it was funny, actually. So the match starts, and Authors of Pain start really fast. But Fish and O'Reilly, they come back, and we wind up getting a really solid tag team match with really good back and forth action. Akam hurts his knee, so he had to go out through the match with a hurt knee. Fish and O'Reilly, they take advantage of the hurt knee or hurt leg, and they control a good portion of the match by working on that leg. And again, good back and forth action. Actually, Fish tackled Razor, and they fell to the outside, and it looked like it was a really bad fall. I thought Fish might have really gotten hurt there, because it might have just looked worse than it was, but it looked like it was a pretty nasty fall he took through the ring ropes to the outside with Razor. Great opener. O'Reilly and Fish do retain. They win the titles. But great action. I gotta say that this was definitely by far the best match we have seen by Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish since they've come into NXT with Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era. This was by far their best match, and it was a really solid opener, and the right team went over. I thought that maybe Authors of Pain might regain the titles, but I was thinking as the match is progressing, I don't know if that would make sense. And Fish and O'Reilly do retain, and they remain the tag team champions. And again, really solid opener. Great stuff. Fans were into it. O'Reilly and Fish really shined in this match, and great stuff. Great opening match. And then we see War Machine in the crowd, and the crowd pops hard when they show War Machine. So War Machine officially now in NXT. Interesting. It's interesting because we earlier in the day on Ring of Honor, Coast to Coast beat War Machine in Philadelphia to remain a tag team, and now we have War Machine in Philadelphia, only in NXT, and they're in the front row watching the matches. Actually, LSG of Coast to Coast tweeted a little funny tweet. He's like, after we beat War Machine, we sent them to the front row to the NXT event, something along that nature. But he referenced beating them and then sending them to NXT. So I thought that was a little humorous. And then from there we had our second match, which was the Velveteen Dream taking on Cassius Ohno. And this was another tremendous match. Velveteen Dream has become one of my absolute favorite wrestlers right now in professional wrestling. I absolutely love his entrance. He comes out, he has a woman with him, kind of a valet, and there's a guy holding a pillow, with the purple mouthpiece on the pillow, and Velveteen Dream keeps coming out as if he's headed to a boxing match, and he's wearing the boxing trunks, and there's this giant pillow, and the guy is holding it, and there's this little purple mouthpiece right in the middle of the pillow, and Velveteen Dream comes, he takes a little mouthpiece, he puts it in, and I'm thinking the mouthpiece has to be on the pillow, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love that. Great entrance, just priceless entrance by the Velveteen Dream. And he comes in, and Cassius Ohno comes down, and Cassius Ohno, I guess, is the knockout artist. Velveteen Dream, turning into a boxing match. He says he can beat Cassius Ohno in 30 seconds. So the crowd starts doing a 30-second countdown, and at one point he throws a punch. He actually lands a punch to Cassius Ohno. Ohno goes down, and Velveteen Dream wants the match stopped. But the ref doesn't stop it, and Ohno comes back. But then Velveteen Dream starts. Velveteen Dream starts boxing Cassius Ohno. He starts pretending he's like they're boxing. He's throwing punches like he's a boxer. I thought it's absolutely brilliant. Great stuff. I absolutely loved it. And after we got through the comedy bits, it turned into an absolutely incredible, hard-hitting match. Cassius Ohno with the forearm shots and the stiff shots, and Velveteen Dream also getting in some really great offense. Incredible match between the two. Absolutely loved the match. Velveteen Dream is a true superstar, man. I gotta say, the fans were behind Velveteen Dream. Lots of Velveteen chants, lots of Dream chants. I tell you, this guy Patrick Clark, he becomes a Velveteen Dream, and he becomes that character, and he plays it so well. And like I said, he's become absolutely one of my favorite wrestlers. Absolutely love the Velveteen Dream, and he did win the match, as he should have. Won the match with a tremendous elbow drop, and up the top turnbuckle. He went to the corner post. He went from the turnbuckle up to the corner post, and he hit his massive elbow drop. The Purple Rainmaker is what he's calling it, and on Cassius Ohno to win the match. But tremendous match, tremendous talent there. The Velveteen Dream. He's going to be the NXT World Champion very, very, very soon, and deservingly so. Absolutely tremendous, and I can't say it enough. A huge fan of the Velveteen Dream. Absolutely love the character. Great stuff here. Great stuff. Then after that, we see Johnny Gargano, and he's backstage with his family. Candice LeRae is there, his wife, who was recently signed with NXT. So his whole family is back there. Once I saw Candice LeRae, I'm thinking, okay, Candice LeRae is most likely going to get involved in the main event, either by preventing Zelina Gomez from interfering, but it's obvious that she's there. You see her, she's gonna get involved somehow, and we'll find out later on that she did, but we'll get into that afterwards. Then after we saw that, the next match was the women's title. Ember Moon defending against Shayna Baszler. This was one match that I did say there was one match that I really not too thrilled about, and this was the match I wasn't thrilled about. And I'm going to say, nothing against, Baszler is already a top star, and Ember Moon is Ember Moon. She's very talented, but I don't know. I didn't like the match. Baszler was slow and methodical, in breaking down. She did the arm stomp on Ember Moon. Ember Moon hits the Eclipse on the bad arm, and her arm is really, really hurt. And Shayna Baszler, this is what I didn't like. I guess say this is why I didn't like the match. Baszler locks on I'm sorry. Now Ember Moon's arm is really hurt. She really did a lot of damage to her arm. Doctors came out to check on it, but Baszler locks on an armbar for forever. She has an armbar on Ember Moon for forever, and Ember Moon spends, like I said, almost forever to try to get out of it, and she won't tap. You see, that's, to me, I know it's professional wrestling, and I know it's not real, but you gotta try to make it look as real as possible. And if this was an MMA fight, and Shayna Baszler locks on that armbar, Ember Moon is tapping out within 3 seconds. There's no chance that she's gonna, even with a hurt arm, that she's gonna last for as long as she did, which, again, seemed like forever. So that's why it just seemed unrealistic. And then, of course, she's able to roll out and push up and fold back Baszler's legs and get a quick 3 count. So that's I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like it. I mean, I know I was reading some reviews online and people were calling it a good match, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. Just the whole armbar thing, locking it in, and Ember Moon trying to get to the ropes, but Shayna Baszler pulling her legs back and holding her legs down, and then locking on the armbar again for what's again seemed like an eternity. Again, MMA fight, someone locks an armbar on anybody, they're tapping out within 3 seconds. So it was unrealistic that Ember Moon, with an extremely damaged arm, extremely injured, is going to last as long as she did when being locked in an armbar. So that's just what I didn't like. What I didn't like about the match, and Ember Moon, like I said, she rolled up, folded up Baszler and got a quick 3 count and kind of stole the match. If there was one thing I liked, it was that the champion kind of stole the victory here over the challenger, and the challenger looked a hell of a lot stronger than the champion. So if there's one thing that I liked about that, it really built up Baszler, I guess you could say, without giving her the title, which she's eventually going to get. But then after the match is over, Moon is outside, Baszler comes down, locks on the choke, gets her in a chokehold, takes it to the ground, has the chokehold on, and Ember Moon, she's out within like 3 seconds. So I'm thinking, why did Baszler waste her time trying to get her to tap out with that armbar when all she needs to do is lock on that chokehold, bring it to the ground, and Ember Moon is out within 3 seconds, which is what happened after the match. So that's another thing I didn't like. But again, like I said, I guess they wanted to make Baszler look strong in defeat and keep the title on Ember Moon, and I guess that was the way they did it. That was, like I said, the only part that I liked about it. But other than that, the match was okay. I wasn't so thrilled with the match. But anyway, then we move on, and we find Ricochet. Ricochet's in the crowd, and he's waving, and they talk about Ricochet a little bit. You see, that's what I like about these NXT takeovers, is whenever they have new signings, you can see them in the crowd eventually. So first we had War Machine earlier, now we have Ricochet, and there's one more to come, and it was a little bit of a surprise. I wasn't expecting it, but we'll get to it when in a few moments, who that surprise wrestler was. Then we get an Aleister Black, Adam Cole video package, and then it's time for Adam Cole versus Aleister Black in the Extreme Rules match. And another match was absolutely tremendous, great action. Black sent some really, really good offensive moves. Started off quick. Took advantage early. Black hit the springboard moonsault, but Cole has a kendo stick and hits him with a kendo stick as he's doing the moonsault, which was a great spot. Looks like Cole cut his hand pretty badly at one point in the match because his hand was covered in blood. But we had great action here. Some really, really good offensive moves by both wrestlers here. Adam Cole, he super kicks Black while holding a chair. Black is climbing up. He's on the outside. Well, let's go back a little bit because I'm getting too excited here talking about this. Black, during the match, he sets 2 tables up on the outside. They're there for a bit, and there's one spot where Black is climbing up the ropes on the outside, and as he's climbing up, he gets super kicked by Adam Cole, and Black just falls through both tables to the outside, which was a tremendous spot there. Great lots of brutal action here. Both of these guys are going to be really, really hurting for the next few days, but great action here. Cole brought in 2 chairs, and he had them, the chairs, and he decided to turn them back to back, which Bully Ray has done in the past. I remember Bully Ray doing that in ECW, and I remember the crowd getting all excited when he turned the chairs around. So they were back to back, and he planned on dumping Aleister Black onto the back of the chairs, but it was Aleister Black who turned the tables on Cole, and he dumped Cole back first onto the backs of the chairs. So Adam Cole's back hit the backs of the chairs when they were back to back, and there's no give there. And I don't know how he did that. That must have been really, really painful. Jeez, damn, that was one hell of a spot. You gotta say, like I said, this was really violent. This was a really violent Extreme Rules match, and eventually Fish and O'Reilly do interfere. on behalf of Cole, of course, and they do a little damage to Black. They're going to put him through a table, the announce table, but Sanity comes down, and they brawl with Fish and O'Reilly. Killian Dane is there on the outside. Killian Dane dives onto Fish, O'Reilly, and Sanity, which was pretty impressive. Cole is on the outside with Aleister Black. But Black maneuvered Cole and was able to double stomp Adam Cole through the announce table, which was freaking phenomenal. Great move there by Aleister Black. We had some more decent back and forth action until Black, back in the ring, hits the Black Mass and gets the win over Adam Cole, which was a little bit of a surprise there. I thought Cole was going to go over and get the victory back from Aleister Black. Black scored a win over Cole a few weeks back, but no, Black hits the Black Mass and defeats Adam Cole. And again, what a freaking war. What a freaking war. It's interesting that Cole lost. Like I said, I thought he was going to win. I thought he was going to be next in line for a title shot, but all points now. This all points to a Andrade, Cien, Almas, Aleister Black showdown. So Black is, without a doubt, in my opinion, after winning this match, the next challenger for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. That's currently held by Andrade, Cien, Almas. That is, if Almas does retain in his match against Gargano, which is coming up, and we all know he does. We all know he does. But we're going to talk about that match in a few moments. But again, this was this exceptionally brutal match between the two, and I gotta, as I said, it was O'Reilly and Fish's best match so far. Against earlier in the show, since they've gone to NXT, this, in my opinion, was Adam Cole's best match by far since he's coming to NXT as well. So great stuff there. They're gonna be hurting for a number of days. They're gonna be hurting for a number of days after this one. Brutal match, but fantastic. Both guys worked really hard, and great stuff there. Great stuff. And then from there, we get a surprise. In the crowd is none other than EC3, formerly of Impact Wrestling. So EC3 officially now in NXT, which is really surprising. I didn't think we were going to see him that soon. This soon. I guess there's no 90-day non-compete clause with Impact Wrestling. So yeah, EC3 currently with WWE NXT. So he joins Ricochet and War Machine as the newest talent in NXT. So looking forward to seeing EC3 in NXT, and well deserved. Great talent there. I think he's going to do really well. And speaking of War Machine, I'm looking forward to seeing War Machine and Authors of Pain. That should be a tremendous war, and War Machine getting a shot at Fish and O'Reilly should be terrific as well. And Ricochet, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if he's going to be Ricochet when he's in NXT, but I'm not sure who he could feud with off the bat. But looking forward to him as well. So they got some War Machine, Ricochet, and EC3. They got some really good talent now in NXT. And looking forward to them, seeing how they progress, and I'm sure they're going to progress fine. Then from there we got a video package for Gargano and Cien Almas, and it's time for the main event. It's Andrade, Cien Almas with Zelina Gomez against Johnny Gargano and for the NXT World Championship. My question is why the champion came out first here. Should have been Gargano coming out first, but Cien Almas, he comes out first, followed by Gargano. And let me tell you, my people, this wound up being one of the absolute greatest matches that I have ever seen. This match was absolutely a 5-star classic without a doubt. You watch these NXT TakeOver events, and you're getting great matches after great matches after great matches after great matches, and you're thinking there's no way on the next TakeOver that they could outdo what we just saw here, but they keep doing it over and over again, and this was by far, I will go ahead and say that this is one of the best matches I've ever seen. This has got to be the best match in the history of NXT, in my opinion. Just an absolutely fantastic match between two incredible talents in professional wrestling, and just the action. Both were hitting huge moves, and the near falls nearly gave me a heart attack. You think it's over. You think, oh, Gargano is going to win, and the referee counts, but Cien Almas kicks out. And then Cien Almas, he hits a huge move, and late in the match, and Gargano is like, oh, that's it, and so it's over, and it counts, but Gargano kicks out, and then Almas is down, and Gargano locks on the Gargano escape really late in the match, and the fans are going nuts, and it's like, this is it. He's going to tap. It looks like he's going to tap, but Cien Almas just gets his foot on the ropes, and we get more near falls, and I tell you, I said it almost gave me a heart attack just watching this match. That's how good it was. It's like, who the hell is going to win this match? And Selena Gomez, tries to, Gargano is on the outside of the ring, and Gomez comes marching over like she's going to attack him, and she did interfere already once in the match prior to her headed towards Gargano, who's on the ground. But Candice LeRae jumps over the railing and tackles Gomez, and they start going at it, and the fans are going nuts. And I'm like, oh gosh, Gomez is taken out of the equation, and then we get more near falls, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like on the ground holding my heart, I'm holding my heart, and I've already dialed 911, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to hit that other one soon if we don't get a winner, because I can't take this much longer. That's how this match was going on, man. And I just finally Cien Almas has Gargano up against the corner post on the ring apron, on the outside of the ropes, and he hits the double knees to the face, and Gargano's head hits the ring post, and he's got that stare like again, and he's like breathing like he doesn't know where he is, and finally gets in the ring, and Cien Almas hits one more big move, and I'm thinking, if Gargano kicks out of this, I'm going to have to hit that one, and I'm going to have to get the paramedics here to electric shock my heart back into the beating. But no, Cien Almas finally gets the victory after one of the absolute greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. Both guys just you can't describe just how terrific. You have to see it, man. It's just absolutely tremendous. Cien Almas, when I started doing these podcasts like 7 months ago, I talked about Cien Almas. That's when he was going through his little losing streak, and I praised him. I said he's so much better than that, and he's proving it now time and time again. And Johnny Gargano, another tremendous talent, and wow. Just absolutely tremendous match, and one of the best I've ever seen. One of the greatest matches I've ever seen, without a doubt. Almas, there was one I'm thinking about. The Almas hits a top rope double stomp to the outside, causing Gargano to fall to the outside. Was just tremendous, just a crazy move. But yeah, again, one of the absolute greatest matches I've ever seen. Without a doubt. And I'm thinking, you got Royal Rumble coming up a day later, and there's no way in hell, there's no chance that the Royal Rumble is going to come even close to matching what NXT TakeOver Philadelphia gave the fans. Not even close. There's no chance it's going to come close. And Again, wow, absolutely tremendous. And I thought Tommaso Ciampa might interfere, and I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad we got a clean win by Cien Almas here, and no controversy. But again, wow, just wow. But we did, post-match, see Tommaso Ciampa come out, made a reappearance after being out for a few months, and he just attacked Gargano with one of his crutches and put him out, and the show ended with Gargano in the arms of Candice LeRae. And then after that, the show went off the air. Then I hung up the phone. I didn't have to. Thank goodness, I didn't have to hit that final one to get the to get the paramedics to my house. But yeah, just great stuff. Great stuff. Wow, just talking about it. Just gets me going. My heart's beating really fast right now. Nah, no, it's not. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so there you have it. NXT TakeOver. Tremendous show. Absolutely loved it, with the exception of the Baszler Moon match. But that's it. That's it for this week in Ring of Honor and NXT. And we'll be back next week, or I'll be back next week again, and we'll be talking Ring of Honor, NXT, and of course some New Japan Pro Wrestling. So until then, thank you very much, everybody. I'm Louis Carlin. This is the Pro Wrestling Personified Podcast. And again, until next week, take care, bye-bye, and as always, please stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.